Yeah, whenever y'all ready.
Huh? We
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we roll.
Look, blooper. So hey guys, I am doing a video now of who I am and what Ciara Arielle is all about. Today I have my best friend with me. She is not going to be on camera, ma'am, because I don't want it to be that type of interview. I want you all to focus. Focus on me. But anywho, so that's what we're doing today. I want you to get to know who I am and what I'm about. So hope you enjoy, and we're gonna get right into it.
Alright, so Ciara, tell me about your family. Like, how many of y'all is it? Tell me about your childhood upbringing and how has it made you who you are?
Okay, so it's me, my mom, my dad, my oldest brother. I have another brother, and I have a sister. Their names are Carlos, is my oldest brother. Jalen is my younger brother under me, and then there's Shakira, and then my mom and dad, of course. They're known as mom and dad. We are a pretty close-knit family. We haven't always been that way, but through time and what we've learned about God and who He is in our lives, we've come to grow to be like a really close-knit family.
Okay, how has your family made you who you are?
I would say that love and support definitely has helped a lot. And I can't forget about my baby, y'all. I got a baby, his name Legend. Anywho, I think the support and the love that we have really helped me.
It made you who you are?
Yep.
Okay, so you talk about your baby Legend, your dog. What kind of dog is he?
I have a Yorkie. He's a toy Yorkie.
Toy Yorkie. And do you and Legend have a relationship to where he senses when something is wrong with you?
Yes, definitely. It's been times where he's literally licked the tears off my face. Like, he's one of those loving dogs. Even when I don't know something's wrong with me, he knows before I know. And so that's my baby.
Alright, Ciara Arielle, do you have any nicknames?
Cece, but I don't really care for that one because most times when my sister calls me Cece, she wants something.
How she say it?
Cece!
Do you love me?
Kiki.
Any other nicknames, just Cece?
Just Cece.
Alright, so funny question. When you see something on social media, do you screenshot, do you tag, or do you DM it to somebody?
I'm a screenshotter.
Yes, ma'am.
And if I do screenshot, sometimes I forget to send it, and so when I send it, it's not funny no more. But
Yeah,
I'm a
because the person
screenshot.
seen it already.
Right, they seen it. I seen that yesterday. Dang. Oh well.
Alright, another funny question. Would you rather have more time or more money?
Who? Probably more time. And I would say because I'm not really a money person, I'm more of a family. If I have more time with you, I feel like I have all the money in the world.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Did you have any personal struggles growing up, such as self-esteem, identity issues, learning disabilities, etc., etc.?
Ooh, okay, here we go, y'all. Getting deep. I would say I had all of those. Self-esteem issues because of my learning disability. I have dyslexia. I really don't claim it now because as I've grown, I've learned to conquer over it.
You had You had.
I had dyslexia, and so a lot of people say it's not a curable thing, it's something you just have to deal with, but I really feel like it's definitely something I don't deal with anymore. And so yeah, it did shatter my self-esteem, and it also caused me to be more into myself. So I feel like now I'm more of a conqueror over those things.
Okay. When did you know who you were? Was there a pivotal moment? Was there an age? Was there someone? When did you know who you were?
I think it's been very recent that I'm still learning. I don't think I know who I am and what I'm capable of doing, but I think the process of getting to know who I am is a process. It is an everyday thing. But what I have conquered is that now that I know where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do, it's easier for me to walk into those things.
Okay. Who is Ciara Arielle?
Who is Ciara Arielle? I believe that I am a resource. While God is my resource, I feel like I am a resource to other people. I don't feel like I'm a professional, but I do feel like I'm fit to encourage, empower, and challenge others to be exactly who they are in their identity.
Okay. If you can go back in time and tell the old Ciara one thing, what would it be?
You're built for this. You born for this. You are blessed for this, and you are bold enough to get through it. I think that's what I would tell myself.
Yep. Why would you tell yourself that?
Because in those moments where I wanted to be invisible, I was invisible, and so I don't feel like I wasted time, but I feel like I would be much further along had I known that then.
Okay. What's the most difficult thing that has ever happened to you, and how did you deal with it?
Ooh. Most difficult. Ooh, that's a hard one. I would say maintaining a relationship. That's difficult because I'm one that feels like that's important. Relationships with not just males but females and things of that nature. I'm more of a people person, so I feel like having those relationships are very important. And so when I lose those things, when I lose in that aspect, that's very dramatic for me. It takes me a while to get over it. It takes me a while to shake back and all that good stuff. So I believe that having that relationship, and if it's shattered, then it's hard. That's like devastating for me.
So you were a person that at one point attached your identity to other people.
Right.
But now you're free.
Definitely. Okay. Define that, girl, because I didn't know how, but that's it. I was just one of those people that, okay, if I'm around this person, then I'm gonna act this way, and if I'm around this person, I'm gonna act this way, and I kind of lost sight of where God fits in all of that, and so it's like when I changed my focus to, that God is my source, then everything else made sense.
Okay. There's a lot of young people who have that mentality. They attach their identity to other people. So if you can tell them one thing related to that subject, what would you tell them?
I would probably say this. It's important to have an identity, and if it takes you time to focus on you and find out who that person is, then stick to that person. If you have to be different from what you are in front of your family, that ain't you. You have to be exactly who you are and be fit to own that identity.
Okay. What has been your happiest or proudest moment in your life thus far?
Thus far, I would say releasing my first poem.
Yay!
That was one of those things where I used to say when I grow up or when I graduate, or I can't wait till I do X, Y, Z. And so I watch people all the time. I have people that I look up to when it comes to doing my poetry and giving life and speaking life. And my excuse was always, well, when I get older. But now it's like, okay, I'm older and I ain't done nothing with it yet. So I just believe by me pushing and doing that, it has definitely been one of the happiest moments of my life.
And what was the name of your last poem?
To Whom This May Concern.
And where did that come from?
It came from me losing my best friend, Raven Fisher, and also my brother, Austin Norwood. Those two killings were violent. Those were things that happened while violence was taking place in the city of Baton Rouge. And so I was just tired of being silent about it. I was tired of just watching it happen and nothing else was going on. So I did that out of knowing that if I speak life and I give even a glimpse of what change looks like, then this is what I'll do.
Well, that leads to my next question. If you had the power to solve one and only one problem in the world, what would it be and why?
Why do you give me one? I would say I believe that a lot of the issues that we face are because we don't know who we are. And I feel like if we could pierce that spirit and that root of it, I believe that we will all be in such a better place.
Okay. What do you see as your place of purpose in life, and how did you come to that?
I think my pastor defined that best, and he said your misery becomes your ministry. And what I mean by that is self-esteem was a really big thing for me, but I also had a heart for people. And over the years, I've learned that if you talk to a person or if you're talking to somebody, it's because they don't know who they are. And so I believe that my purpose now is to push people, as I mentioned earlier, to challenge them, to impact them, and give them insight on what life looks like, what having your true identity and walking with time in a good way. But when that person that you're attaching yourself, leaves, you don't know who you are. You now you don't know what to do and how to deal with it. But if you're true to who you are, no matter what happens, you're gonna be okay.
Okay. Lastly, what's one quote or scripture that you live by and why? Or give me one. Give me a quote and give me a scripture.
Okay. So, there's a few, but the two that I have lived by and that I'm learning to live by, I say learning to live by, let me use that phrase. Learning to live by is to trust God. The scripture says, and I don't know where it comes from, y'all, I'll probably put it in the description below, but it says, when I am afraid, trust God. And so in those moments, like I'm doing this video now, I am terrified, y'all, but I'm doing it because this is what God told me to do. So I live by that. And the other one is that he would mount us up on wings as eagles. And that part is like my main focus because I have a liking to eagles. And what I believe about them is that they soar. And also too, they go through a process before they're able to soar. And we'll probably get more into that later on. There's a whole deep story behind it, and I'm still learning. But just know that through the process, there's a process before you even see an eagle soar as high as they do. And so I think that is very powerful in itself.
Okay. Anything you want to leave your viewers with?
I would say stay tuned. I am back, refreshed and ready. I have a full focus, full drive as to what it is that God has for us. I say us because, like I said, our process to finding our identity is forevermore. So I thank you all for watching. I love you all, and